A very good afternoon, guys. In the earlier class, we completed the third part, which was the most smallest part of the chapter, that was sales budget. Now, today I start with the next two parts, that is production as well as purchase. So, type 4 and type 5, production and purchase, the last part of your syllabus. In this, as I mentioned in the earlier class, there are 4 sums to be done. First sum is based only on production, next on purchase, and the next two, third and the fourth sum, is a combined sum of production and purchase, which has also come in the board exam. Even the first sum, what I am going to do is your BAFCA board sum. So what I am doing is, in this session, I will be taking the first two sums. The third and the fourth are exactly the same, but I will solve both the sums in the next class, and that will finish this chapter, budgeting and budgetary control. Coming to the part what we are starting today, production and purchase budget. No need to explain the meaning. Production means producing the goods, and to produce the goods, you'll have to buy materials or buy finished goods. Normally it's material only. So what quantity to be produced, what quantity to be bought of materials, so that your production ka target gets achieved, that is what we are going to study here. Here when we make the tables, it can be both in terms of units or units and value both. Information will be given in the question. So in short, production budget means making estimates for goods which are to be produced in a particular period, and purchase made to produce the goods, how much material we should be buying, that is what we are supposed to calculate. There are many other budgets also, but in your syllabus, it's restricted to 5 budgets: flexible, cash, sales, production, purchase. They've also mentioned in the syllabus master budget. Master is nothing but it's a combination, but till today they have never asked. It means what, they'll ask you 2 budgets, flexible and cash, that becomes master. Master means a combination of more than one budget. So your syllabus is restricted to these 5 only. Not wasting time further, let's take the first sum of the day. This is nothing but only production budget, a simple calculation which will come again, and this also will be a good revision of what we started on the very first day of this chapter, flexible budget. Let's read the sum, then I'll tell you where to leave how many lines. Let's read the sum. Fun Toys Limited manufactures a toy monkey with moving parts and a built-in voice box. Projected sales for the next 5 months are as follows. The estimated units to be sold, the toys to be sold, they have given you July, August, September, October and November. Projected sales is given for each month. Each toy requires direct material from a supplier at for rupees 35 for moving parts. Voice boxes are purchased from another supplier at 10 per toy. Labor cost is 20 per toy and variable overhead cost is 5 per toy. Fixed manufacturing overhead applicable to the production is 45,000 per month. It is the practice of the company to manufacture an output in a month which is equivalent to 1.2 times of the following month's sale. Underline this, 1.2 times of the following month's sale. Prepare the production budget and production cost budget for July to October. Now when I say only production, what they have told you, production budget and production cost budget. So when I say production budget, it means budget only in terms of quantity units. And when I say production cost, it means units and amount both. Okay, so we'll split it in 2 parts. First, production budget for Fun Toys Limited for the period July to October. Now see, very simple. 2 columns, month, very small. You have to just fit July, August, September, October. Production units. You have to write units, and brackets may we will show calculation. Now July, August, September, October, 4 months. So there will be data for 4 months. For better presentation, you can leave 1 line for each. So this I made a bit bigger. You make it of around 9 lines. Okay. Even after leaving 1 line, 9 lines, the presentation will look better. So the first step is, we have to find out for the month of July to October, in each month, what goods we will produce. See, they have given you the quantity sold, which we did in the previous class, that is sales budget. According to the output which you are willing to sell, which you are planning to sell, you will see how it is correlated. First you decide what you want to sell, sales budget. What you want to sell, according to that you decide what you will produce. What you will produce, according to that you will decide how much material to purchase. So all three are interconnected. Therefore, this chapter, not only from the syllabus point of view, but also in practical life, it is interlinked. So the first step, we will find out how many units to be produced for the period July, August, September, October. Let's start. So as I told you, make it around 9 lines. First month. Our first month is July. Our first month is July. Now see the line what you all underline. What it says the second last line? The last 3 lines. It is the practice of the company to manufacture, that is produce, an output in a month which is equivalent to 1.2 times of the following month's sale. That means first is July. July ka next month is what? August. So whatever you are going to sell in August, you will produce 1.2 times of that. See what it says. 1.2 times of following month sales. Now see what is my August ka sales? 4,500. So put a bracket here. My August ka sales is 4,500. So the units what I will produce in July will be 1.2 times of August ka sales. So what the quantity to be produced will be 1.2 times of your following month's sale. So 4,500 into 1.2 gives you 5,400. So in July you will produce 5,400 units. Your units to be produced will be next month ke sales ka 1.2 times. After July, next is August. Now, August ka next month is September. What is your September ka sales? 4,800. So, my August ka sales will be 4,800 into 1.2. That gives you 5,760. August will be 5,760. After August, the next month is September. Okay, September ka next month is October. Now what you intend to sell in October? You intend to sell 4,600 units. So the goods what you will produce in September will be October ke target ka 1.2 times, that is 5,520. Getting it? Next month ke sale ka 1.2 times. Now see, they have told you to prepare till October. So the last month will be October, and to get the production data for October, they have given you November ka sales, because the units what we will produce in October will be November ka sale into 1.2 times. What's my November ka sale? 4,700. So 4,700 into 1.20. So that gives you 5,640. What did I told you that I made the table a bit bigger. No need for any total, because this is independent. July mein this much, August mein this much, September mein this much, October mein this much. I told you to leave a line for presentation. Even if you don't leave a line, it is fine. Got it, guys? Remember, this is very important, because on the basis of units of this particular table of production cost will be prepared. Got it? So I'll repeat, guys. The units to be produced in each month, will be next month के sales का 1.2 times. Will be next month के sales का 1.2 times. Clear guys? Now, after making the production budget in terms of units, the next part what we will do is make the production cost budget. Now listen guys. Production cost budget, as I mentioned, it is same what we did in the first part of the chapter, right from day one, that was flexible budget. So production cost budget of Fun Toys Limited for the period July to October. Headings will be particulars: July amount CPU, August amount CPU, September amount CPU, October amount CPU. There are around 6-7 items, so this table you can make of around 10 to 12 lines. And see, we got the units, correct? So now what we'll do, because we got the units, in brackets I mentioned the units. July mein how many units? 5,400. August mein 5,760 units. September mein 5,520 units. And October mein 5,640 units. Okay, so July, August, September, October, your units will change. Clear with this guys? Got it? So this is your table. We will make exactly the same way how we did in flexible budget. Okay, I'll repeat, units are coming from here. Okay guys, now listen. Let's see the next part, the paragraph. Each toy requires direct material from a supplier. Then they have told you voice box, they have given you labor cost, and they have given you variable overhead. So all are a part of variable. So what we will do? Exactly the same heading. Give the heading A, variable overheads. Now this part, this second table is nothing but a revision of flexible budget. Second table is your revision of flexible budget. Let's take one by one. What they say? Direct material 35 each toy. Again I am repeating the same thing. You all will just repeat this again and again. Variable cost per unit remains same. So what you will do? Direct material 35 rupees. Whatever is your units, my per unit cost will be 35. So everywhere CPU may 35. Per unit remains the same. Total amount will depend upon the quantity. So 35 into 5,400, 189. Then 5,760, 201,600, 193, 200, and 197, 400. 197, 400. So 35 rupees per unit multiplied by the respective units. Okay, same way. Next, what it says, voice box. So voice boxes, how much? 10 per toy, that is per unit. So 10 everywhere. Multiply by the respective units. We just add 1 0, 54,000, 57,600, 55,200, and 56,400. 10 multiplied by the respective units will give you your voice box ka calculation. Next, labor 20 per toy. Labor same, per unit will remain the same. 20 into 1,08,000, 115,200, 110,400, and 112,800. Per unit multiplied by the respective units. After that, you have variable overheads. We already have the heading variable, so we'll just write overheads. It's understood variable. What it is? 5 per ton. So everywhere CPU 5 each and multiply by the respective units to get the cost. 27,000, 28,800, 27,600 and 28,200. Take the total of this. This will be A, what we did earlier also. That's our total variable cost. So 189 plus 54 plus 108 plus 27,000. 3,78,000 70. Okay. As I mentioned, this is nothing but the second table of this particular sum is a revision of your flexible budget. So CPU everywhere 70, respective total, always cross check. Cross check for the first column especially. Total divided by the units, you should get CPU add up. Then what will happen? CPU everywhere will remain the same. This was variable. Now we take the second part, B, that is fixed overheads. Now see, they have not given any breakup, they have just mentioned fixed overheads. Again I repeat, variable cost per unit remains the same, total amount will change. Fixed cost, total amount will remain the same, variable cost per unit will keep on changing. Now see, they have mentioned fixes 45,000 per month. We are doing monthly, July, August, September, October. So my fixed overheads everywhere, total amount remains same, keep this in mind, per unit will change. So 45,000 everywhere. And because the units are different, your cost per unit will change. So this is 8.33. 7.81, 8.15, and 7.9. Getting it? Higher the units, the per unit will keep on reducing. Lower the units, the per unit will keep on increasing. This itself is the only fixed overheads. So you can make it as B, total fixed cost of fixed overheads. And now we will take the total cost, that will be fixed plus variable, and because they have mentioned here production cost, we will use the word production. So right here, total production cost A plus B. Okay, just add up the amounts, and what you do, again divide by the units because there might be a difference because of rounding off. 4,23,000 divided by 5,400. 78.33. Few paise का difference may come. 403 200 plus 45. So 448 200. 386 400 plus 45. 431 500 divided by 5520. 78.15. 394 800 plus 45,000. 439 800 divided by 5 6 77.98. Got it, guys? So this was production budget. First, find out the units produced according to the estimate of sales. Get the units produced, and on the basis of units produced, they have given you some cost data. Get the production cost. Get the production cost. Clear with this? Got it, guys? So this was a sum on production budget. Now I am taking one more sum. The next sum is mostly based on your purchase, where some data is given. It's an extra question. The picture of the question is attached. The solution is very small, but I'll tell you what it is. I'll just be back with that sum. We'll do that, and then we'll wind up the session. And as I mentioned, in the next class, I will take a couple of sums which is a combination of production and purchase. I'll just be back with the next sum. Okay, guys, continuing with the next question. Now, as I told you, this question is based on purchase budget. Another very important thing, the couple of sums which I am planning to do in the next class, this sum is a base for that. This is an extra question. You all have the question in front of you all. Below the video it is attached. The solution of this question is going to be shorter than the question, but you have to understand the concept, how we derive the formula, and how you will decide how to add and how to deduct in the table. In short, when to add and when to deduct. Okay, let's read the sum first, then we will see what is to be done. Sales director of a manufacturing company reports that next year he expects to sell 54,000 of a certain product units. The production management consults the storekeeper and the following data has been obtained. Two kinds of material. As I mentioned, to manufacture finished goods, you will be requiring raw materials. Two kinds of material A and B are required for manufacturing the product. Each unit of A requires 2 units and 3 of B. So to manufacture 1 unit of A, you need 2, and for B, you need 3. Okay? In short, to manufacture each unit of finished goods, 2 units of material A required and 3 units of B. They have given you opening stock estimates. Finished goods 10,000 units, material A 12,000 units, material B 15,000 units. The estimated closing balance is given. Finished goods, material A, material B 14, 13 and 16,000. Prepare a quantitative chart. If you see, there is no information for any amount, so this is purely in quantitative terms, that is quantity, showing the material purchase budget for the next year. Now listen, they have given you 3 data: finished goods, raw material A and B. Now they have told you that you intend to sell 54,000 units of finished goods. Now what I am doing is purchase budget. To make purchase budget, I should know how much materials I will have to purchase, how much material I need. For that, first I should know how many finished goods I want to produce, because as I mentioned earlier, to decide how much to buy, understand this, to decide how much to buy, first I should know how much to produce. To decide how much to buy, first I should know how much to produce. So this will be in two parts. First, we'll have to find out the finished goods that we are expecting to produce. On that basis pay, material purchase will be there. Okay, so I will split in two parts. First, give the heading calculation of finished goods produced. Calculation of finished goods produced. You will have done in S-wise also in the chapter cost sheet. I have data of sales. Formula, it's not a formula to mug up, you know the logic. Units sold, or you can say sales, is equal to opening stock plus production minus closing stock. Units sold is equal to opening stock plus production minus closing stock. Now remember, this formula is based on finished goods. Right now we don't need material. The data for material A, the data for material B, we don't need that. Data for material A, material B, we don't need that. So units sold is equal to opening stock plus production minus closing stock. Finished goods produced we are finding out. That means we are finding production. Now see, starting the paragraph mein, they are expecting, what is the sales quantity to be sold? Expected 54,000, correct? So units sold is 54,000. Units sold 54,000. Entire formula is for finished goods. Opening stock, see the opening stock of finished goods. Second part, 10,000. Production is what we are finding out, and see your estimated closing balance, that is 14,000. So 54,000 is equal to 10,000 plus production minus 14,000. Okay, substitute and get. So what you will do? 54 is equal to production minus 4,000. Therefore, my production will be 54 plus 4, that is 58,000 units. So my units produced will be 58,000. Getting it, guys? See, again I am repeating how it goes correlated, interlinked. To decide how much to buy, first I should know how much I have to produce. Now using this, I got to know that I am going to produce 58,000 units. Now listen, to decide how much I will buy for 58,000 units, I will make a second table, that will be your material purchase budget. Okay, so the second thing will be, we'll have to show it in the form of table. Material purchase budget for the next year. Just a small table. There are two materials. So particulars material A and material B. Particulars material A, material B. Again, the length is of around 5-6 lines. I have just made a bit bigger. The length is of around 5-6 lines. Okay. Material purchase budget for the next year. Now guys, listen very carefully. To decide how much I have to purchase, I should know how much I have produced, which we got. At the same time, I should know how much I'll be requiring to produce this. That means I need to know material consumed. Now listen, just see this formula. I will write a formula to make your concept easier, and that formula we will present it in the form of table. Understand this very carefully, because this is the base. This is the base for the sums what we are going to do in the next class. Now see how we wrote this. Unit sold is equal to opening stock plus production minus closing stock. I will use the same formula. This was for finished goods. Now I will use for material. Now material I don't sell. I use material to produce the goods. So you all can write it for your reference if you all want. So what I will do? Material consumed. Unit sold there, here becomes material consumed, is equal to opening stock. That opening stock is finished goods. This opening stock is raw material. Plus, there I will produce. Here I will purchase. Minus closing stock. So, it becomes opening stock plus purchase minus closing stock. Opening stock plus purchase minus closing stock. Okay. Now guys, see what we are doing is we want to find out the material purchase. Now see, opening stock, closing stock, both information is given. Opening stock, closing stock, both information is given. So can I say I need one of the two? I am finding out purchases. So I need to know material consumed. It is given there. 1 unit requires 2 units of A and 3 of B. So what I will do? See here very carefully. I will start with material consumed because I have indirect data. I know the opening stock, I know the closing stock. So what I'll do? I'll derive the formula. See, purchase is here, correct? So what I'll do? Understand this. Material consumed. Okay? Purchases, I'll let it be here only. This will shift. Minus opening stock, and closing stock is minus. So I will add. So other way around, if you see, purchase, which I am going to find out, will be material consumed plus closing stock minus opening stock. This is what I am going to put in formula. Purchase is equal to material consumed plus closing stock minus opening stock. Got it, guys? This is my original formula. I converted this way. So my purchases will be material consumed, what I am going to use to manufacture 58,000 units, plus closing stock, what will remain, minus what I have. This we will now put it in the table. Come back to the table. Right there. Material consumed. Okay. Okay guys, so material consumed. Guys, the video is little bit blurred. Please adjust. It is readable, but just for this video, please excuse me. material consumed. Now see, to manufacture each unit of finished goods, I need material A, material B. Now see the data. What is given in the first point? Two materials are required, A and B. Each unit you require to manufacture finished goods, for 1 unit of finished goods you need 2 of material A. Now see, I'll put a bracket here. What is the finished goods what I am going to manufacture? 58,000. I am going to manufacture 58,000 units. Each unit of finished goods requires how much material of A? So my A ka usage will be 58 into 2. B, finished goods will be same 58,000, but each unit requires 3. So 58,000 into 3. Got it? So show the calculation. 58 into 2, 1,16,000. 58 into 3, 1,74,000. Okay, 58 into 2 and 58 into 3, that gives you 1,74,000. Clear with this, guys? Now see, coming to the same formula. What is purchase? Material consumed, which I wrote, plus closing stock, same formula. So what you do? We will continue. Add. Remember, this is the base for the next class. Add closing stock. Now see, closing stock for material A, it's given in the third part. Closing stock 13,000 for A and B 16,000. Okay, just for presentation purpose, show the total. So 160 plus 13, 129 and 190. 129 and 190. 129 and 190, and from this we will deduct the opening stock. Opening stock is given there 12,000 and 15,000. 12,000 and 15,000. Now get it. So 129 minus 12, 117, and this becomes 170. 117, 175. This is nothing but my purchases. This is my purchases. That means what, guys? Now see how it is correlated. To produce 58,000 units of finished product, I'll be using 1,16,000 units of material A, 174 of B. Using it, I have this much will remain. As I mentioned, substituting that formula, my purchases will be material consumed at closing stock minus opening. Keep this in mind, because as I mentioned, this will be the base for the next class. So to manufacture 58,000 units of finished goods, I'll have to purchase 1,17,000 units of material A, 175 of B. How you got this? 2 units of A, 3 units of B required for each unit of finished goods. Got it, guys? So this was production and purchase. The first sum was on production budget and the next sum on purchase. That's it for today. Please revise this. As I mentioned, again repeating, next class I'll be doing 2 sums, which will be a combination of purchase and production. We have to get production, purchase units. Here it was only units. Next class it will be units as well as the value. And what I am going to do in the next class, it has come in the board exams for 15 marks. Okay, that's it, guys. See you all in the next class, and the next class will be the last class of this chapter, budgeting and budgetary control. That's it, guys. See you all in the next class.